Hello class, this is a video tutorial on translation. You may have seen this before. It's known as a slide in previous mathematics. But in this, we shall learn the idea of what a translation is. Translations involve moving a point in a direction and magnitude. All magnitude means is just how large or how much movement it is. Magnitude is often just given as a number. The directions can only ever be up, down, left, or right. There can be no diagonal movements or no diagonal directions. And when when translating entire shapes, we base all movement on the shape's vertices or the shape's corners. I'm going to demonstrate that for you now in these 4 examples here. For these examples, you can draw them into your books, and when you translate them, you can just convert these numbers 4, 5, 7, 3, and 2 into centimeters. And I'll show you what we mean in a moment here. So if we take this, for example, when we want to translate this shape 4 spaces to the right, or you might often see it translate right 4 spaces. So sometimes you may see this switched around, so it might say translate to the right 4 spaces, or sometimes 4 units. What it's really saying is we're going to take this corner and we're going to count 4 spaces to its right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to draw a point here, and where we draw that point, we label it. If this is B, where this has moved is now B prime or B dash. As the same with A, we need to move it 4 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that point there is A dash. Same goes for D. We're going to move it 4 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that point is D dash. And C, 4 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That point is C prime. And from this, we can join all the points, like so. There we go. And once we've joined these points, we would have successfully translated the entire shape 4 spaces right, or we've translated it right 4 spaces. Let's keep going until we get through all these examples. So that's our first example. Our next example here will translate this shape 5 spaces left. Here we are once again. Here's a grid for us to work on. We'll start, or we can start on any of the corners, but I find it easiest to find the leftmost. If we're moving left, we want the leftmost position. So 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That point is H prime or H dash. Let's go in a counterclockwise directions, because why not? K, we're going to move 5 spaces left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll label that point K prime. J, 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. J dash. And same goes for I. 5 spaces left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That point is I dash. And we'll just join these. for this, I'm just using it. I'm doing this without a ruler, but obviously when you do this, do it much neater than I am. There we are. Let's finish off these last two examples here. Here we have translate 7 spaces downward. There we go. So 7 spaces. Let's start with the bottommost numbers. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are 7 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oop, let's label these Q dash, R dash, and P 7 spaces down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. P dash. Let's join our points here. We've successfully translated this shape 7 spaces down. Translations can come in pairs, like so. We can translate it one direction first and then in another. If you do this, if you think about it, you're going to move it 3 up and then 2 left. It's moving almost in a straight diagonal direction. However, in doing 2 movements, we can do successful diagonal directions. Okay, so we'll demonstrate this now. So we're going to translate this 3 spaces up and then 2 spaces left. I'm going to show you how we do this. Let's start first with the point Y, 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. That is now Y dash. X is now 3 spaces up. Remember, this is the first step we're going to be doing. 3 spaces up, 1, 2, 3. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky because he goes over the top of a previous point, which is perfectly acceptable. Let's now move this 3 spaces up, 1, 2, 3, Z dash. Now, since we have yet to finish this step, we are not going to join any of these lines just yet. Instead, now, working on these points, we are now going to translate these, we're now going to use this translation on the points we now have. Now take a look. Let's translate this 2 to the left. 1, 2. That is now X double prime, or X double dash. Let's move Y 2 to the left now. 1, 2. Y double dash, and Z 2 to the left. 1, 2. Double dash. And now only joining all the points that have 2 dashes, that there is our translation of 3 up and 2 to the left. Now I hope that gave you an insight into the translation of shapes. Best of luck.